Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to another episode of Think and Grow Rich Mastermind Live. Hi, my name is Ann McNeil, and I am the master wealth builder, helping you to build a stronger and better life and business. And I am your host today. But I have a very special, I have to say, very special, very special guest today. We're talking about clarity with specialized knowledge. How do you get clarity with specialized knowledge? Well, Napoleon Hill shares with us that when you think about your knowledge is really personal to you, but it should also be specialized in a specific area of interest for you in the achievement of your desire. Let me say that again. Your knowledge should be specialized in the achievement of your desire. This is the fourth step to riches. But what do you mean, Ann McNeil, that my knowledge should be specialized? Well, you see, Napoleon Hill says that there are basically two types of knowledge. We are talking about think and grow rich. How do you think and grow rich in the achievement of your definite purpose and the achievement of the amount of money that you desire? Well, when you think about the fact that general knowledge, it does not matter in what quantity, does not matter what quality. If you have generalized knowledge, it really is very little for the accumulation of money because many of the great universities are filled with generalized knowledge. Most of the professors that teach us, yes, all of us, they have little, if any, money at all. A lot of knowledge, but it's not specialized oftentimes in a particular area for the accumulation of money. Why am I talking about money? Because this is the Think and Grow Rich philosophy we're discussing. Many of us may or may not want money, but whatever it is that we desire, oftentimes it requires money in order to achieve that desire. But when you think about knowledge, does not attract money unless it is very well organized, intelligently directed through some plans or actions toward the accumulation of your money. And when we have the lack of understanding of what that means, it's a fact that you're not going to actually achieve whatever it is that you desire. And this specialized knowledge, I think, well, I actually agree with Napoleon Hill that really it is the missing link for so many of us. And those who acquire a lot of knowledge but don't specialize in the attainment of their desire for that knowledge, they usually end up not doing very well at all. But that's a little bit historical information about specialized knowledge and what we're going to be talking about today. But let's talk about who we're going to be talking to today. I had the pleasure of meeting our guest today, Mr. Michael Baptiste, a very, actually, it was so long ago that he was actually still a student. And we'll get into that just a little bit and talk about how we came to connect. But Michael is an innovative entrepreneur. He's an award winning elevator speech competition international speaker, and I'd like to call him my friend. But he's also an author of a phenomenal book and many more to come. He has a product that he's created using his specialized knowledge to do that. We'll talk about that a little bit. He was a collegiate athlete. He'll share a little bit more about that. But I think for my, let me see, Michael, how do I explain to you and to others? I think that you are a magnet for success. Yes, uh, a magnet for success and an excellent marketing expert, if you will. Why do I say that? Because I've watched you take nothing and turn it into something so simple like a banana, and have the world to desire to consume that product. Who does that from nothing? Well, you did it. So I want to ask all of my listeners today, help me welcome to our show this morning, Mr. Michael Baptiste. Good morning, Michael. How are you this morning?
I am doing amazing, Miss McNeil. How are you this morning?
Listen, a person that speaks multiple languages, a person that decided early in his career that he would be something. I think, Michael, this show is going to be one of our best. And so I want to tell all of our guests as they're listening in, we're going to do something a little different today because we're going to talk about specialized knowledge. We're going to talk about your journey here and how did you get to this place in your life. But we're going to also talk about clarity and the importance that clarity brings to specialized knowledge. And then before we wrap the show up, Michael, we're going to allow our listeners who are listening in, we're going to allow them to put in the chat their questions that they have for you or for me or for us to answer as relates to how do we use our specialized knowledge. And so what I'd like to do now is have you share with a little bit about yourself. We're going to go to our 13 steps to riches, and then we're going to get this party started. So if you share a little bit about who you are, what you do, and bless this audience.
Yes, absolutely. So once again, thank you, Miss McNeil. It's an honor, it's a privilege to just be in your presence, to be able to come and share the time and space. And so I thank you because you and I met when I was just a college student. I had a little bit of hair at the time. I don't have it anymore, but when we met, I was so grateful to have met you because you reached out and you grabbed my hand. And when you grabbed my hand, that hand grab literally changed my entire life because that's when you introduced the Think and Grow Rich philosophies and the principles to me. And ever since then, I've been living by that book, and that book has literally helped me to achieve just some of my wildest dreams so far in my life, and there's still more to go, which I'm grateful for. So just a little bit about me. I am the founder and CEO of Be Greater Media Agency, and we specialize in producing online products, online courses, online education, as well as digital marketing services for individuals and businesses that are looking to take their life and business to the next level. And I'm also a co-founder of a non-dairy banana wave, a non-dairy beverage brand called Banana Wave Banana Milk. And this is a non-dairy milk alternative beverage that originates out of Africa. It's an ancient African recipe that we commercialize, we package, and we now market in several thousands of stores. Some of those include Whole Foods, grocery stores, Walmart, HEB, and many, many others. And so I've taken this experience of what we've done with packaging actual retail products and getting them into stores, distribution, warehousing, all that greatness. And I've taken that information and I've packaged it into online courses such as hightakeyourfreedom.com, as well as the onlinebusinessactivator.com, where I literally teach, what are some of the things that we did to take, our ideas and package our ideas into products, get them out there, distribute them, market them, sell them, and use those ideas to actually build real companies. So that's a little bit about what I do. Also a traveler, speak multiple languages, Spanish, English, Mandarin, which is Chinese for, Chinese language, and also Thai language. So adventurous, love to get out there, love to read. And I can say that the principles that I've learned in Think and Grow Rich have literally changed my entire life. And so I'm extremely grateful for this opportunity, extremely grateful for you, Ms. Neal, and I'm extremely grateful to get started with today's session.
All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Before we get started, must, we must pay tribute to our family, the other members of our family who are here every single week. You know who you are. Facebook user that does not have a name yet, thank you for joining us. But Doretha, Wyman, Rhodesia, thank you for coming back. Dr. Raquel, many, 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 many others. Thank you all. Again, we are going to allow all of you at the very end of this program to put your questions in the chat for Michael. And you will have an opportunity to participate in this program because we come on here every single Saturday for you as we talk about these principles, Think and Grow Rich, 13 principles for success. We do this to empower, encourage, and to uplift all of us, ourselves included, as we learn what are the connecting links between one principle to the next, to the next, to the next. Now, we're going to go to the video for the 13 steps. We're going to come back and we're going to talk about clarity in specialized knowledge, a powerful conversation between Michael and myself. And we want to thank all of you for joining, but please remember to subscribe if you have not done so. Please remember to comment, like, and share the show. And check in with 5 people who you think should be here. Tag them, call them, text them, invite them to come on, and let's get this party started. So let's go to the 13 principles for success.
Number 1 is desire. Napoleon Hill said that everything starts with a burning desire, a compelling reason for doing what it is we do. Step 2 is faith, having belief in our ability to attain that which we desire. Step 3 is what we call autosuggestion. Autosuggestion simply means being very intentional about the things that we are pouring into our thoughts, into our brains, and into our consciousness. Our brains, our minds will receive everything automatically, but we have to work extra hard to make sure that the positive things are what we are feeding ourselves, because those positive thoughts are going to turn into positive actions. Step number 4 is specialized knowledge. No one person knows everything, even about whatever their particular area of expertise might be. And the value of the MasterMind principle is using the specialized knowledge of other people. Step number 5 is imagination, the workshop of the mind. Everything starts with our imagination and our thoughts, the burning desire to transform those thoughts into our reality. In order to do that, we have to take a look at step 6, which is organized planning. That is how we crystallize our desire into action, organizing ourselves. Having the thought and not acting on the thought isn't going to get us anywhere. We have the thought, we go through the organized planning to transform that thought into action. Step number 7 is decision. What Napoleon Hill said is the mastery of procrastination. Napoleon Hill said that the antidote to procrastination is simply to make a decision and then move on that decision. Step 8 is persistence. We have to have a sustained effort which is induced by our faith in order to achieve our goals. One of Napoleon Hill's books I love, even the title, 3 Feet from Gold. Those people who became rich during the gold rush in the Wild Wild West days didn't do that because they were necessarily smarter or had better information than anyone else. It's because they stayed just a little bit longer. Sometimes people left when they were just literally 3 feet from gold. So hanging in there, being persistent, is step number 8. Step number 9, the power of the mastermind, the driving force. None of us can accomplish anything on our own. Everybody, I don't care who you are, from the most prominent person to the person who might be considered the lowest on the totem pole, everybody has someone who helped them get to where they are. And the power of the mastermind is being able to use those influences around us, use the thoughts, use the knowledge, use the exploration of other people to help us in achieving our goal. Step number 10, the mystery of sex transmutation. This title can be a little confusing, but essentially what the mystery of sex transmutation means is that we oftentimes in our society think of sex as being purely physical. It is absolutely physical, but what Napoleon Hill teaches us is that sex also has an emotional element, and that sex is the strongest of our desires. That if we can take our sexual energy, transform that into positive, creative influences, it can propel us to new heights. And so we spend quite a bit of time talking about the mystery of step 10, which is sex transmutation. Step number 11 is the subconscious mind, which Napoleon Hill tells us is the connecting leap between our human mind and the infinite intelligence, the source of all thought, the source of all creativity. Conscious mind, we spent some time talking about how we use that through the influence of autosuggestion and what we're feeding into our mind. Step number 12, which is the brain, the broadcasting and receiving station of thought. Final step number 13, the sixth sense, the door to the temple of wisdom. This is the final step through which infinite intelligence may and will communicate voluntarily without any effort from or demands by the individual. The principle is the apex of the philosophy. It can be assimilated, understood, and applied only by first mastering the other 12 principles.
Wow, 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 wow. Before you can achieve your desire, you must have specialized knowledge. And specialized knowledge for each of us, I'd like for each of you to put in the chat, what is your specialized knowledge? This is a test. You may say, a test? Yes, Ann McNeil, it's a test. You see, in order to transmute your desire into money or the money equivalent, you are required to have a specialized knowledge. And I'll use myself, for example, and then we'll use Michael. I am a contractor by profession, but as a contractor, I specialize in what's called staff augmentation, project engineers, superintendents, and those. I have 2 general contracting licenses that allow me to do that. But even as a contractor, I specialize in industries. Every 10 years, I would change my industry. For example, I started out in facilities, which call it like schools and buildings. Those are facilities. Then 10 years. And then I went 10 years into transportation. That includes airports, that includes roads, that includes ports. And then 10 years in healthcare, and now water. Those are industries that I'm specializing in and specializing my knowledge and my understanding of my craft in that area, mixed with the mastermind group of accountability, but also getting greater clarity. What are you specializing in? What is your niche to be rich? So let's welcome Michael back to the show. Michael, share with us this clarity journey that you're on. We were talking before the podcast started, and we were talking about how you have been doing some clarity exercises. And let me just tell everybody this. Uh, in my personal journey, I did not know, Michael, what I did not know. I thought that just by being a business person was sufficient. And then I realized that I needed to learn 5 things. I need to specialize in 5 things, Michael. First, I needed to know my craft. What is my expertise? And I needed to specialize in that. Then I needed to know the business of the operations of my business as a contractor and specialize in that. Then I needed to know and become an expert in my industry and specialize in that niche to be rich. Then I needed to know, Michael, and specialize in money. Yes, money is an industry. It's called financial industry. And Michael, I needed to know and begin to use specialized knowledge and creativity and imagination on how to make my money make money. And then finally, Michael, I realized that I'm in the business of relationships. What do I know about relationships and building relationships with people? And how do I brand and market myself? So, with those thoughts in mind, Michael, can you share with us your clarity journey and the impact that it is having on you and your business and your life?
Absolutely. So I do want to just put it out there that I had this special opportunity to join your Clarity Mastermind. While I took some time to join, I was procrastinating. I'll just be honest with you, Miss McNeil, because when it comes to working with you, doing anything with you, you don't play no games. Like you are for real, you are serious, and you are an amazing mentor. And I know whenever it comes time to work with you, I need to step my game up. I need to make sure I bring my A game, because that's all that you don't accept anything else, which is great. You know, you always push me. So I got a chance to join the Clarity Mastermind. I didn't really know what to expect, but I just joined and I've just been taking action. And so one of the exercises that we have to do that you require us to do inside of the Clarity Mastermind is to journal, right? And to write out the self-confidence formula every single day. Initially, when I got started doing it, I didn't want to do it. I didn't like it. And I still don't like doing it, but through the process of every day thinking through the words that I'm writing, reciting the actual self-confidence formula after writing it every day, looking at my handwriting and seeing the fact that, hey, I am the one who's saying that I'm going to be more self-confident in these areas of my life, and I'm going to act as if I'm this person. What it's been doing for me, it's actually been transforming the way that I see myself. It's been transforming the way that I see my business. It's been transforming the way that I carry myself throughout my day-to-day experience. It's been transforming the language that I use towards myself and also towards others. And on top of all of that, it's been helping me to begin to explore more of myself, begin to explore more information, really dedicate myself to becoming that person that I see myself becoming. So because I'm writing every day, I'm reciting every day, I'm reading and looking in the mirror and just imagining and visualizing myself every day for whether it's 10 minutes or 30 minutes a day, it's bringing something out of me that was there the whole time and it was waiting to come out. And I just, I didn't know that it was in me, but now that I know it's in me, it's like I feel like nothing can stop me except for myself now. And I've been taking more of my power back and it feels amazing. It feels amazing. So that's one part of it. But there's another part of the clarity exercise where we're required to listen to certain audios that help us develop our self-confidence, that remind us of the fact that our thoughts are things, that we can do what we set our mind to. And for me, it has really been helping me to helping me become more inspired to do more work, to dig into my subconscious mind, where I can make lasting changes with the internal programs that I'm running on autonomously or automatically. I've yeah, it's amazing because that little bit of information about listening to the videos about self-confidence, listening to the videos about the Stranger's Secret and how the mind works, it has forced me to go out and seek more knowledge about how the subconscious mind works, about what is epigenetics and how can I use this science to transform my subconscious mind once and for all. Where once I transform it and I set it in this direction, I don't have to worry about any blockages coming back up because I'm transforming it from like a deeper level within myself. And so, there's so many more things I can share. For example, another thing I'll share is when it comes to certain day-to-day activities or certain things within my business, I will be working. Matter of fact, for example, I had something happen to me today where we had to we had to handle something with our hosting team, and an older version of me would have said, you know what? I think I'll come back to this tomorrow. I think I'll wait until Monday to do it because it's a weekend. But then there was another part of myself that kicked in and said, hey, wait, hold on. You're this version of yourself, right? Like, first off, what would Miss Ann McNeil do? Okay. And then beyond Miss Ann McNeil, what would this version that you're visualizing yourself as, you're seeing yourself as, this ultimate version of myself that I'm now starting to imagine and starting to like step into every day, what would he do in a moment like this? You know what? I'm not going to put it off until Monday, even though that's when the workday starts. No, we're going to do it right now. And that's just like one small example of many where I had, the self-confidence and the clarity has really been helping me to act as if I'm that person, speak as if I'm that person, think my thoughts as if I'm that person, and make decisions right now today, make them quickly as if I am that person right now. So in terms of what the clarity has been doing for me, it's been doing an amazing job for me. I can't even, I don't think I have enough time to talk about all of the benefits, but I just wanted to go over some of the major highlights that it's been doing for me, on top of making me a more confident businessman, more confident coach. And my clients, the greatest thing is that my clients are feeling it. They're seeing it. They're seeing me step up in the capacity as if I'm that ultimate success that I see myself becoming. So all across the board, the clarity work has been amazing, and I'm really grateful for it. And I will say that it is work. It is work. Like, it's not easy. It is work. However, what comes on the other side of that work, it's worth it. So even though I don't like doing it, I may not like listening to the certain audios and videos, it is worth it. And I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to stay consistent. And so I want to thank you, Miss McNeil, for putting it together, because without you, none of this would be possible. None of this would be happening.
Well, Michael, you said a lot, and so are the people in our chat. Radisha said that she's in culinary entrepreneur. Dr. Ruben says that she's in dentistry, leadership, transformation, resilience. Uh, Willie Price, we're going to have you back, because a jack of all trades is specialized knowledge in what, Mr. Price? Which one? Pick one. Doretha says graduated with degrees in education and leadership, and she is now teaching adults. Actually, we're going to talk about that. Miss Lure, Cole Lure, thank you. Well said, Michael. How does this decision represent the person I am and who I am becoming? Wow, she's giving a quote back. I want to take a moment, Michael, and tie all of this together because our listeners may be thinking, okay, you're talking about clarity, you're talking about self-confidence, but what in the world does that have to do with specialized knowledge? And I want to tie everything together that Michael said. Let's start back with the principle of desire. Michael has a desire, but his desire is for a certain amount of money. Hold that thought. This is deep, and I want to make sure we get this. See, your desire must, with by faith and with faith, be tied to clarity about who you are, what you do, and who you do it for. Let's break this down because so often we're wondering, well, you know what? I do this and I do this and I do this and I do this and I do this. And that's where Michael was. But it's all a journey. How do you take the amount of money you desire? And I want each of you listening, you can write it down or you can put it in the chat because when you get this, you got it. And understand that mastery comes from small incremental changes. How do you
Master
become
builder.
a master?
There
Pardon me,
she
Michael.
is.
Say what?
Master. I was just saying, there she is. There's the master. There she is. She is the
Ho, ho.
master.
What I'm saying, mastery. I want everybody to think about how do each of you become mastery? See, Michael is mastering his craft, but it's all tied to a specific amount of money he desires. How does he use his specialized knowledge? See, when Michael first started, when I started, when all of us started, we said, listen, I want this amount of money. The author says, okay, fine. What are you going to do to get the money? What kind of product or service are you going to sell? Okay. Then you determine one thing. I want each of you listening, one thing. And for all of you that put a whole lot of things, pick one. Just for this show, humor us. Pick one. When you pick one thing, just one, then you're going to decide what date do you want that money by. Yes, I'm in the first principle right now. Okay. Then you're going to create an affirmation statement from your plan. How much doing what by when? It's on page 72 of the book under the instructions. He tells you exactly what to say. You fill in the blank. Now, you're going to recite that when you arise in the morning. That's what Micah is talking about. And you're going to recite it before you go to bed. But how do you really, and this is where the work Michael is talking about, the clarity mastermind that we do. How do you now drill down into the specialized knowledge that is required? It's not about these degrees. As a matter of fact, the author tells us it's not about these degrees. You see, you can have lots of degrees. And he says it in the first few pages of the book. There are a lot of professors, doctors, PhDs, and there's nothing wrong with that. Please don't misunderstand my point. But how do you equate that to money? How do you take that specialized knowledge from the degrees or no degrees and turn it into money? Let me give you an example. As a contractor, I believe that construction is the lowest, there's no barrier to entry, none. You can take a woman or a man who never finished high school. As a laborer, they can make $20 an hour as a laborer. They can go into the trades and make as much as $50 an hour without a high school, yes, diploma in construction trades. But check this out. You can become an inspector in the area of water utilities and make six figures without finishing high school. Just get a certification. But in each one of the things that I described, you're niching to be rich. You're not a generalist. So let's go back to each of us. Once you do the 6 keys, how much doing what by when, You're going to get the affirmation statement. You're going to recite it twice a day. But how do you then begin to have clarity in who you are and what you do, and having the self-confidence, the level of self-confidence that you need to know you can do this thing? It's not going to come overnight. For Michael, this journey has been at least 10, 15 years, Michael, maybe 20 almost. For me, I know we met in what year was that? 19? No,
No,
not 19,
no,
2000,
no, 2011, 2010, 2011,
2010 to
2000.
11. And this is 22,
Yes,
12 years, 12-year journey.
yes.
So for each of us listening, I want you to think about what is the end goal for you and your specialized knowledge. How do you drill down in that knowledge to become, my last name is McNeil. I have what I call McNeilisms. And one of my McNeilisms is niche to be rich. Niche to be rich. That is specialized knowledge. So take one thing that you do, just one. Let's take Doretha Dennis. She said she has these degrees from the university. She started out with children, teaching children. She said, I graduated degrees in education and leadership and a license to teach. Now, here we go. Teach kindergarten through college, also certified in child care and adult care. So now at this point in her career, she is specializing in adult care. She's becoming an expert in adult care. Now, this is how you specialize. You get all of the required certifications in that area, one thing. Then you align yourself with the best in that industry who's doing the one thing. Then you connect with your professional and civic. They're different. Your professional association and your civic association that's top in that industry, and you become known in that industry as an expert. We're specializing now. This is how you think and grow rich with one thing. This is how you begin the journey of mastery in one thing. And as you just consider it like an elevator with many floors, let's say this has 5 floors. The first floor, you're just feeling your way in the one thing. And you learn everything that that first floor has to offer you in the one thing. But you cannot go to the next level of mastery without clarity until you get the one thing first. Now you're able to go to the next floor and learn everything you can. And we're going to come back to you, Michael, and share your journey in specializing. You took one product, Michael. Can you take us through that journey of the one product? And I was there, so I remember the journey. I remember the journey. But I want our listeners to understand it's not going to happen overnight. But how do we connect what the author says about specialized knowledge? And he gives great examples. He gives the guy who lost his job, and then he said, listen, why don't I take my skill as an accountant and then specialize in the one thing and do that service for other people in addition to the guy who let me go. Oh, and by the way, let me go back to that guy and have him hire me back as a consultant to do his books, not as an employee with benefits and all the costs. Same thing with the lawyer who lost his job and then he became a court. So my point, Michael, is walk us through your journey. And then we're going to ask the listeners, welcome to Shauna and everybody else that came on. We're going to ask all of you in the chat, give us your question for Michael or myself regarding how do you use your specialized knowledge and how we've used our specialized knowledge to help you. All right. So Michael, walk us through that journey. We use the bandana for example, because I watched you become an expert in branding and marketing with one product. See, everybody, once you can do this for one product, you can add another. It's like a ball juggler. And once you get two, you can add a third. Now you can teach. Now you can do the online courses. Now you can bring, but you have to become an expert in one thing first. Don't try to be all things to all people, because then you're nobody to everybody. And this is one of the things that we're learning about ourselves with the clarity work that we do. So, Micah, share with us that journey.
Absolutely. So it started in college back in 2013 when I met my business partner. When we met, he presented an idea called banana wave, banana milk. And I was like, banana milk? Man, that doesn't exist. Like, I haven't heard of that in stores. I think that's going to grow and be very successful. I'm in. Let's do it. Let's work together. Let's do it. And so that decision in that moment, that began my journey into becoming a specialist in beverages, a specialist in marketing, a specialist in branding, as well as a specialist in sales, because I was a part of the team. And, since we're the team, like, we have to go out there and do it. So initially, I did have knowledge on digital marketing and sales, but I didn't really know a lot about branding, packaging, and retail. So the very first thing that we did is we hit Google. We started typing in how-to searches on Google. Google, how to start a beverage business. Google, how to do this, how to do that. And then during our search, we started finding different books, videos, and we started purchasing those books. We started investing into those video courses. And we just started just diving all in and doing everything we could to learn as much as we could about the beverage business, about how beverages work, about how retail works, about marketing, reading books like the Immutable Laws of Marketing, the laws of branding, and just diving into all of this different knowledge about marketing, about branding. So that way, by the time we hit the retail market, we were already equipped with enough information. So when a customer came up or a challenge presented itself, or we need to figure out a new way to market the brand, market the beverage, we had the information, and we just had to take action on the information. So for us and myself, the journey of developing specialized knowledge really became a journey of going within, because the reading, right, the consuming the courses, consuming the content, actually listening to mentors, listening to different leaders and people in that space that were already making things happen. It became an internal journey where we had to soak up as much knowledge as we could. And as Ms. McNeil, as you mentioned before, when you want to become a specialist, you can't do 5 or 6 or 7 different things. You got to focus on that one thing at a time. So while I had a desire to get back to my digital marketing and create digital products, like, that was my desire. However, I recognized something. If I took advantage of the opportunity to learn how to, build this beverage business, build this beverage brand, and put it out there, that will give me specialized knowledge that I could use for the rest of my life. For any business that I wanted to, if I wanted to create other products, I can do so. But more importantly for me, because I have a big vision of helping a lot of people, I saw that with this specialized knowledge, this is information that I could pass on to help others that may be trying to launch their own business or products or services and whatnot. So it became a process of multiple years of studying, multiple years of picking up the information. And then we finally got to a point where we raised enough seed capital and capital from early angel investors to actually launch our beverage brand commercially. And when that happened, that opened up a whole nother journey of specialized knowledge, because now we develop knowledge from actually being in the trenches of the business. We develop specialized knowledge of being in the aisles with the customers, being at the cash register with the customers, talking to people, shaking hands, educating people about the story, educating them about, the calories, the sugar, educating people about what the different ingredients does, what the vitamin E does for your skin, what the flaxseed does for different part of your nails and in other parts of your different bodily systems. And we had to become experts on this information as it relates to health, what these individual ingredients do to specific parts of the body, how it actually benefits the body, what are some of the cons of what it can do to the body with it, when you take in too much of a certain ingredient. So we really had to dive deep, like I'm talking about miles and miles and miles deep into the beverage industry to really become experts. So that way we can explain our product in a way that displays that we're masters of our product. We know what our product's going to do for you, every single individual ingredient. And we know that this product provides all of the vitamins and minerals that you need, especially if you're on a plant-based diet. So when it comes to, specialized knowledge, we went deep and it took time to develop it, but it was absolutely worth it, because when we hit the market and we were out there in the market, we were able to explain our product to people. And when people heard about it, they were like, wow, this is making sense. But then when they tasted the product, they're like, wow, these guys know what they're doing. I'm going to tell my friends about it. And it just spread like wildfire. So that's just a little bit about our journey of specialized knowledge. And one of the great things is, like I said, once we started succeeding, we started getting results, we got into stores, people started asking me, hey, can you teach me? Can you help me? And then that's when High Ticket Freedom was born. And that's when I started helping other people, because I had the proof and the actual facts to back up, hey, I'm a specialist of what I do and I can help you.
Well, for those who may be watching, I don't know about those who are listening, I was waving my hands in the air. Yes, waving them like I do care, because you hit the nail on the head, Michael. It is not until we specialize and become an expert in our craft, one thing, do people then want to work with you to learn how did you do it. And everybody listening, for many years, I continued to read this book over and over and over again. And I came across a realization that was a big aha for me about Napoleon Hill. As I began to study to get the certification from the Napoleon Hill Foundation, I realized that the knowledge without the application of that knowledge, there's a disconnect. What do I mean? When I studied Napoleon Hill himself as a person, I began to realize he started over 30 different businesses. I want everybody listening to get this, because this was huge for me, and it shifted my thinking to not become that person. And I want to take what Michael is saying, and I want all of us to think about this. You see, knowledge without application of that knowledge to a product is not going to generate you the kind of money you desire. What do I mean? Napoleon Hill wrote these principles. He started over 30 different businesses that did not succeed, by the way, in learning the application of this knowledge. But it was not until he met Clement Stone. Google this. Don't take my word for it. Google it. Clement Stone, who wrote one of my other favorite books, that called The Success System That Never Fails. You can go do it on Google or YouTube or whatever. But Clement Stone did what Michael is talking about. Michael did what Napoleon Hill suggests through his relationship with Stone. Clement Stone took Napoleon Hill's principles and grew the largest insurance company in the United States. He took the principles, he applied the principles. Michael took the principles, he applied the principles. There are millions of people that take the principles, they apply the principles to one product first and then to others. One product first and then to others. But before they could do that, they had to have specialized knowledge about one thing. You see, Clement Stone didn't say, oh, I'm going to go and learn how to become a doctor. No, he said, I'm going to become an expert in insurance. Carnegie said, I know absolutely nothing about the making and marketing of steel, but I'm taking these principles and I'm going to hire the people to do that. That's what Michael just described to us. And I really want all of you to get this. And I again, we're going to wrap up. If you have any questions, put them in the chat. The power of taking the principles and applying the principles to one thing first. And like Michael said, drill it deep, 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 deep until the money starts flowing up. The wisdom, the knowledge, and the understanding with great clarity starts flowing up. And then all you have to do is tap it every now and then. This is what specialized knowledge would do for each and every one of us. But it all starts with your desire in order to niche to be rich. And like I always like to share, You must have a dream in order to have a dream come true for you, for whatever it is that you want. So, Michael, you have just really blessed us in walking us through this journey and helping us understand how do you take your idea and then you take that idea mixed with these principles and a mastermind group of accountability. Because, see, one of the things I want to make sure people understand is that you were in these principles and in this book along the way, in and out, in and out, in and out. And now you've made a decision to take it to another level. Wyman says in 2022, to remain ignorant on anything is a choice. If you have an Android, iPhone, etc., you have access to subject matter experts on any topic under the sun, available 24/7. No excuses. Thank you so much, Wyman. And put your expertise in the chat. What's your one thing, Wyman? All of you know me. What is your one thing? In order to develop specialized knowledge, all you need is a desire to obtain it. The resources are waiting on you. I want to encourage every one of you, and thank you so much for continuing to come here. We are planning a beta test for masterminding. And if you are interested, it is you can go to internationalmasterminders.com/group mastermind and register. It's a free beta test. And we're discussing the good, the bad, and the ugly. You see, because in order to take your specialized knowledge to the next level, you need a group of accountability. Who's holding you accountable for your desire? Who is holding you accountable? I remember when I first started masterminding with a group of 10 ladies, and we didn't know anything. We just had one page of the book, Michael, and we just went through that one page. Shania, I'm sorry. Tashana says the power of taking the principle and applying it to one. Thank you. Thank you. And put your one thing in the chat, Tashana. Put your one thing in the chat. But Michael, when I first started, and this is my journey real quick to the one thing, you see, I just knew I wanted to make a lot of money. I did not know how. And our mastermind group, Michael, would meet every Saturday at 7 a.m. And I would keep coming to the meeting saying, oh, I want to make a lot of money. Oh, I'm gonna, go into construction. And one Saturday, one of our masterminders said to me, okay, we're sick and tired, Ann McNeil, of hearing you every single week. Yes, she did. Brutally honest I am, because I cannot help anybody by being otherwise. She said, we are sick and tired of hearing you every single Saturday come here talking about what you're going to do about construction. When are you going to do it? How are you going to do it? I had no answers, Michael. She said, take a class. That's what Wyman is talking about. Take a class. Who knew? Who knew? My point is this: specialized knowledge, take a class. Wyman just gave us the answer. Go to Google. Michael gave us the answer. He said he signed up for courses. If you're looking for a course to get clarity, to find out what you want to do, you can register with me. You can register with Michael. Oh, Michael registered with me. Okay, you can register with me. But join me and be my guest. Really, I just feel so strongly about this. If you've never joined us as a part of our Clarity Mastermind, you see, Michael, so many people want to go to the next level, but they don't know how. They don't know how. And then when they find out how, because everybody I invite to join me, they don't want to do the work. And you said it best. It's hard work. You're not working on the product. You're not working on the client. You're working on yourself. And I tell everybody, Michael, that same exercise you do, I do it myself 365 days, because I'm not going to ask anybody to do something I'm not doing. And it is work. And it started with 15 minutes, and I went to 30, then I went to an hour. Yes, because I'm working on Ann McNeil to be all that God has called me to be. That is the journey. And I want to encourage everybody in this, Michael. There's no destination to the journey, because every time you hit that goal, you gotta reset it. Actually, you should reset it before you hit it.
Mm.
You know why? Because oftentimes you would hit a goal, Michael, and you'll sit there and plateau, and then you become stagnant. Have you ever felt that, Michael?
Yes.
What does that feel like when you hit that goal after the party's
It's
over?
after the party's over. So once the party's over and the adrenaline rush is gone, it's a feeling of like, what now? Like, what do I do
Exactly.
now? It's
Exactly.
non-clarity, like fogginess. There's no sense of direction now that I've reached the goal. It's like, okay, like what's my purpose now? So
Hold that thought. This is why the other book, my other favorite book, says that without a vision, you see, the vision is so large and so looming. Your mission, your goals, your strategy will always take you toward it, but you really will never hit it. You're not supposed to hit it. You really are not. Because if you keep resetting it and you make it so large, but you want to have levels of achievement, that's what this conversation every Saturday is about. How do we help you go from level to level to level to level to level? And at the same time, be a part of your mastermind group here and hold you accountable. So there's no destination on the journey. Thank you for always sharing, Ann and Michael. My area of expertise is consulting with Zoom lens. I love this personal development. Rhodesia says one way that I share my specialized knowledge is by being a member of the Entrepreneur Leadership Network as a contributing writer. Okay, that's how you share your specialized knowledge. Now, your specialized knowledge, thank you so much, Rhodesia Francis, for that. That's how you share it. But I want you to drill down in it. We don't have to do it now on the show, Rhodesia, but I want you to drill down and say, who's your number one client for your specialized knowledge? What's your number one industry for your specialized knowledge? This is deep. How much money do you want? By when, doing what? Are you making that money to debris? Excellent, Tashana. Debris removal. Now, Tashana, what I want you to do is drill down in that. Debris removal for who? What is your industry? And what certifications and specializations are you going to get to say to the world you're an expert in that space? What industry? What craft? Who's your client? The questions are the same for every one of us. And until we answer that, that's what Michael did. He said, listen, I have a product. But wait a minute now. Did Michael try to sell his product to those people who are not interested in health?
nope.
Not at all. At the beginning, he did, because he tried to get everybody to drink it. And then he realized, wait a minute now, everybody is not my client. Come on, Michael.
Yes, that is 100% true.
But it was over time. You had to go to realize, wait, these people are not my client. Oh, wait a minute now. Do I try to sell this onesie twosies? Or do I try to mass market it to the world of my clients? He didn't try to sell it to Nike. He didn't try to sell it to Goldman Sachs. This is deep, Michael, because so many of us, we want our specialized knowledge to be for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So what are your thoughts about that?
If you try to sell to everybody, you're not going to have a lot of success because not everybody's interested in the same thing. So what I've learned is that it is better to figure out who is the ideal one person that is going to buy this product, whether it's a man, whether it's a woman, whether they're 18 to age 25, whether they're age 34 to 44, age 54 to 64. It's important to identify the age factor, and then it's also important to identify what are the stores they shop at. Do they shop at the local dollar stores and the clearance stores, and nothing wrong with that, but that's a type of customer. Do they shop at those type of stores, or do they shop at the premium stores, right? The Nordstroms and the Macy's, or the Whole Foods, or those type of stores. So once we got into the market and we did our market research, we recognized like, oh wait, we would think we were going to sell to this group of people over here, but really, in fact, it's this small, a niche group of people that are going to be consuming this product. Once these people get the product, and it's going to take off and it's going to spread to the rest of the people in the market. But nevertheless, we're still going to focus on the health conscious consumers. So that it's absolutely critical to make sure that you know who is the one customer avatar that you're selling to.
Man, we could go on and on and on about this subject, Michael, because again, when you think about the beginning of the conversation, the author tells us that there are two types of knowledge. Two. One is general and one is specialized. And you can help.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Michael.
Excuse me for interrupting you, but I shared this with a lot of my students. I actually shared this recently on an event we did, and I would love to share this right now if we have some time.
Absolutely.
Okay, wonderful. So the example I share with people to just get them to see the bigger picture of why you should be selling your products as high ticket premium products, and why if you're not going to go high ticket, selling like one package at a high ticket price, then you want to have a premium lower ticket, retail based product that you can sell in bulk. You can sell it in mass volume. So that way you can still, earn high ticket for that low ticket product in mass volume. So the example I share with students to really get them to understand and understand this point is this. Take two doctors, right? You got one doctor who's a general practitioner. You show up to that doctor because you scratch your elbow, or you got a cold, or your stomach hurt, you got a virus, whatever it is, like whatever the thing is, you show up to that general practitioner, and that general practitioner looks at you. They put the stethoscope on your chest, on your back. Maybe they take the little hammer, hit it on your knee to see if your knee kicks. They do all that stuff that a general practitioner does. Then after about 15 minutes, they tell you their diagnosis. And then after the diagnosis, they may prescribe you to some antibiotic or some sort of medicine. And then after that, you leave and then you go do your thing. And then you have to pay your copay, whether that's $15, $50, $75, $115, whatever it is. And insurance, they bill the rest of insurance, right? But that doctor may be getting $300 a session, $200 a session. At the max, maybe $500 a session, right? So that general practitioner is not going to really be making a lot of money per client that comes into their office. But let's look on the other side of that equation, right? Let's say you have a brain surgeon, right? You got a brain surgeon. They operate on people's brains. They help their brains work. Look, I'm not a brain surgeon, so I don't know all the details. But the point is, this brain surgeon, they go to school, they study, all types of sciences and all types of subjects. I don't know, so I can't tell you what they study, but they study brain surgeon, topics and whatnot, right? And then after they do all the studying, then they have to go to doctorate school. Then they get their doctorate, right? And then boom, now they're a doctor. Then they have to go study under another doctor. They have to go develop all of this knowledge from different layers of studying, whether that's institutional layers or even being in the actual industry and studying under certain doctors. And then by the time they finally are ready to start operating and open their own practice, they've acquired so much specialized knowledge that when a person comes into their office and they look to hire them for their service and get that operation, that person's not paying $250. That person may be paying $50,000, $100,000, $200,000, or even more for that brain operation because of all of the specialized knowledge that doctor had to develop in order to become a master of their craft, in order to be able to perform these type of operations. So I always share this. I share this with my clients, and I say, look, in the real world, if you really want to succeed, you really want to thrive and grow. And I always tell people, look, I learned this from my mentor, Ms. Ann McNeil, about specialized knowledge. Okay. If you really want to thrive, then you want to become a specialist at whatever you do. Become that brain surgeon, become that heart surgeon, become that plastic surgeon, because that's the individual that's going to be able to make all of their dreams come true, because they'll be able to earn enough money to do what they want to do with their life. And so become a specialist. I just wanted to share that. And thank you, Ms. McNeil, for giving me the space to come and share that.
Wow, what a show, what a show, what a show. Thank you, Michael, for always sharing. And we're going to go ahead and wrap up. We have a special guest for you next week. And the surprise is that you have to come back to find out who it is. But before we wrap up, I want to remind everybody that we have and host an annual meeting for your life where you can come and share every area of your life in the area of accountability. And it is held at the Embassy Suites in Boca Raton, Florida, January the 6th and the 7th. And as you can see, it's a family affair. Our focus every month is on a different area of our lives. This month, we're focusing in the area of our family and then financial, and then we go into the health. So we want to encourage all of you, register early. You can go to internationalmasterminders.com to register for this event. It is an annual meeting for your life. It is not a conference. It is the annual accountability meeting, January 6th through the 7th in Boca Raton, 2023. And we will look forward to seeing you there. And Michael, we didn't tell everybody where you're hailing in from, because when you talked about what you did today, and for many of us that's just waking up, this is night for you.
Yes, it is nighttime for me, and right now it is actually Saturday night here, and I'm currently calling in from Thailand, which is in Asia.
Absolutely. Now tell people how they can reach you if they want to connect, because you shared a lot of information today, and there are people who would like to know how to connect with the high ticket expert, Mr. Baptiste.
Absolutely. So for those of you who are here on social media, if you're on Facebook, you can connect with me on Facebook. Just type in at Mr. Michael Baptiste on Facebook, and you'll be able to connect with me there. We have a free Facebook group where we give out free information. We share information with people, and it's just a really good, wholesome place to come and learn about high ticket sales. It is called the High Ticket Society. You can come and join us there for free. And if you'd like to learn more about, how we educate our clients and what are some of the things that we teach and share with our clients, then you can visit our website, highticketfreedom.com. Again, that website is highticketfreedom.com. And you can come and learn about all of the information we share. You can sign up for our free classes, and we also have paid classes that you can tap into as well. And we also have tons of content there that will help you begin your education in the high ticket space. So that's where you can learn more. And if you're on Instagram, you can follow us on Instagram at High Ticket Freedom. If you're on YouTube, go type in at High Ticket Freedom. You can find us there on YouTube. We're on Pinterest at High Ticket Freedom. We're on LinkedIn at High Ticket Freedom. Okay. And and so any one of those social media platforms, you can go there to learn about our company, consume some of our content, learn more about what we do, and see how we can help you as well. And for anything else, look, just reach out to me on Facebook at Mr. Michael Baptiste, and go to highticketfreedom.com. And that's where you can learn more about how we can help you.
All right, Michael, this has been a phenomenal program. My name again is Ann McNeil, and I am, yes, I am the Master Wealth Builder, helping you to build a stronger and better life and business in your highest income producing areas of your life and your business. And if you'd like to have greater clarity, only if you are willing to do the work, you can connect with me at annmcneil.com/coaching, but only if you have a desire for something. Because if you don't have a desire for something greater, then this is not for you. No, not for you. Many of the people in the chat are already partnering with us, and they're getting great clarity in their highest income producing areas of their business and their life. But it's a journey. And so if you'd like to take that journey with us, you can connect with me. But until then, we will see you next week, same place, same time, as a part of our Think and Grow Rich Mastermind Live family. And we want to also remind you to remember to comment, like, and share the show. And please subscribe. And until then, we'll see you later. Thank you, Michael, so much. Everybody have a good day.